many of you have been on an interview? Type me in the chat box. Let's say a site visit where you actually get flown out. Few of you. Okay. How many of you have been asked the question, what are your salary expectations? Type in me in all caps, if you would. And how many of you had a moment of panic when you were asked this question? Type in yes, so I can differentiate the responses. Right? You don't know what to do. You are painted into a corner immediately. We're going to talk about how to handle that situation and many more. I remember the first time that I was trying to get a job in industry. I found out the hard way that the negotiation starts as soon as I give them my resume, as soon as I have that first point of contact with an employer. And we're going to discuss this. And to help us dig into this topic, I'm going to bring on PhDs who used to be where you are, trying to get a job in industry, not knowing how to transition, not knowing how to negotiate. And we're going to talk with them. So you're not just hearing from me, you're hearing from multiple PhDs. And so I'm going to bring on Cecile and Danka and Alex. We have an all-star panel of PhDs here to share their experiences. Great to see you, Cecile. How are you? Alex, how are you? I think we have all of you here. And Danka, you can all, should be able to turn your mute button
Okay,
off.
I got it.
There we go. Just want to make sure I can see and hear all of you. And we got Anand. Amazing. Hi, Anand. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, I was trying to unmute you. I think I was muting you as you unmuted yourself. But we should be able to hear you all now. Danka, good to see you.
Hi.
Black and white again.
Sorry.
That's awesome. All right, so please say hello to all of our panelists. You should see 5 of us on your screen. And please say thank you to our panelists in advance. They're here just paying it forward to all of you as PhDs. They know there's plenty of jobs out there, plenty of money in terms of salary to be had. The problem is that most of you are invisible to employers and you're too hesitant. You don't ask for more. You don't know your value. So we're going to discuss this. And Danka, I'm going to start with you. If you could just introduce yourself and the position and company you're with now, please.
My name is Danka, and I'm a senior scientist at a small contract research organization where we're doing a lot of testing for big pharmaceutical companies.
Excellent. Please say hello to Danka. Alex, same question. Who are you with now? What's your position and company?
Hi, I'm Alex. I am currently a field application scientist with a small Danish company called Chemomedic.
Thank you. Anand, same question. Good to see you.
I am a medical writer working at ParExcel, which is a contract research organization based in Boston, Massachusetts, where winter has just begun.
Is it snowing?
Flurries.
Okay, wow. It comes early there, I remember. Cecile, same question to you too.
Hello, I am Cécile. I am a computer system validation consultant, and I work for a French company, which is Caduceum.
Well, hello, Cecile, and thank you for being here. So just one thing I want to point out, when I was trying to get into industry, I kept looking for somebody exactly like me with my specific background. It was B-cell development and T-cell function immunologist. Of course, there was no job titles that matched that. And I couldn't find anybody else with that except for the people on my thesis committee that had that same background too. So it's important to know that our panelists here all come from different backgrounds in terms of their PhD background, their specific field of study, country, culture, everything. Yet the same principles got them hired. That's the important thing for all of you to know. The principles we're going to talk about today will help you negotiate no matter what your situation is, no matter what country you're in. And all of our panelists have transitioned into different careers too. So no matter what career you want to get into, these principles will help you. So one two-part question for all of you, and I'll start with you, Danka. What were the challenges you were having in your job search when you were an attendee, especially in terms of knowing your value? Like, was there a point when you started really second guessing your path as a PhD, how valuable you were, whether you could even get a job? And then after joining the association, how did you start to remember your value? And how did this help you when you applied for jobs? Whether it's just presenting yourself with more confidence, actually being willing to negotiate, et cetera. So that's kind of the two-part question I want to ask all of you, and I'll start with you, Danka.
Yeah, so before joining the association, I suppose the whole concept of negotiating was not existing in my mind. It's just, please give me a job.
Yes.
So yeah, I've moved a long way from there now. It's yeah, but through the association, of course, you will learn what your value is, what it means to have a PhD. Actually, my self-confidence is like, I'm not big-headed or anything now, but it's just I do know my worth, and I know when to argue for it, when not. I mean, in academia, I would have never imagined to discuss salary, or, I mean, in a lot of situations, it's not possible because there is a grant, but negotiation is key. Networking and negotiation is key. And even just in my current position, after 3 months, I managed to negotiate a promotion and raise of salary. So the skills that you gain in the association are just, yeah, they're irrelevant to your field of study. They're very focused on the career development.
No.
And that's something I don't think there is a single PhD program right now that teaches.
Yeah, I think a big part of it is that mindset and remembering I mean, why do you think in academia so many PhDs forget their value or don't feel valuable at the end? Because
of the supervisors to a large extent, because of the expectations of the system. And also there's so many of us, everybody, we're surrounded by people who are very smart and have PhDs. So why would I think that I'm any special? And not that I think I'm so much more special than my colleagues without PhD now, but it's nice to see the hierarchy and to see what is expected of me versus what is expected of someone with a master's or with an undergrad. And now I feel the rewards of having a PhD.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Danka. Please thank Danka in the chat box for her time. Great to see you. Great insight.
Nice to see you as well.
Alex, same question to you. You know, I'm really looking for that shift. I mean, whether it was practical in terms of learning to negotiate where you never thought you would, or more mindset related, right? Not feeling very valuable, hesitant, et cetera, and now knowing your value and thriving in industry. What was that change? What was the before and after for you?
So first of all, I had to make the big mental change that I was valuable, you know, because I unfortunately didn't have the best relationship with my mentor. So I first had to overcome that. And once I did that, I started setting up a lot of what we call in the organization informational interviews, where you're talking to people in the industry. And I even felt uncomfortable discussing their salary, asking them what they had, as, you know, what's expected for certain roles. And as I got more comfortable with talking with people in industry, I realized that discussing salary was something that was important and that you needed to do. They expect you to do this. So when I got more comfortable in that aspect, I finally got my job search up and running. And then I was given some offers, and I was able to negotiate a 4% raise just from the get-go.
Wow.
And this is really important because it establishes in the beginning of whatever job you're going to start that, you know, while you know you're great for this position, you also need to be paid what you are worth, because having a PhD is worth a lot. You have a lot of valuable skills. And there were days that I had to just sit down and be like, okay, I'm taking a break because this is overwhelming. And then the next day you just have to come back and say, yes, I am valuable. I have all of these skills. And you just use that and build up the momentum to try and get you to where you want to be in your career.
No, amazing. And I love, you know, that mindset shift that you're talking about, because it is practical. It's just a matter of talking numbers and being willing to do it. And what you alluded to is that you get more respect when you're willing to do that. A lot of us PhDs, we think, well, if I follow up too much, I'm going to annoy somebody. They're going to respect me less. They're going to likely respect you more because following up is a key transferable skill. If I negotiate or discuss numbers, they're going to think, you know, they're going to think that I'm greedy and they're going to take the contract back. Actually, they're going to respect you more because, of course, deal making is a key transferable skill in industry. So Alex, great to see you, and thanks for sharing. I
Yeah,
appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Please thank Alex in the chat box if you would. I'm going to jump to you, Cecile. I know it's a bit later there. Same question to you in two parts. Do you want me to repeat it?
No, it should be fine, I think.
Right.
So maybe when I joined, I was in a particular mindset because the two positions I had before were government controlled salaries, so I couldn't negotiate this one. So in fact, I had never to negotiate before. So that was something I needed to learn, but I think the thing that helped me most was that I learned about Glassdoor. So what salaries I could expect in the area I was targeting, because I clearly had not a good idea about what I was worth. And so when I started to discuss with my current employer, I knew what was my walkaway number, how much I would accept, how much I wouldn't accept, and that was really helpful. So yeah, the negotiation was quite easy because they were ready to pay exactly what I wanted. So
It's amazing.
it was...
Yeah. And I wanted you to all to know, no matter what background, what country you're in, you can negotiate. You know, the style might be different, but deals happen worldwide. So this idea that I'm in a country where you can't negotiate, or it's just wrong. Everyone who's coming to the association, no matter what country they're in, they've been able to negotiate, and these principles have helped them, and not just get their job, but to continue to get promotions at a regular level or interval, which is important. We're going to show you how people who know how to negotiate and get promoted continuously in terms of their salary, they fare much better over the course of their 20, 30, 40-year career. And we're going to show you the math behind that today. Cecile, thank you very much. Great to see you.
Pleasure.
Please thank Cecile in the chat box if you would. Anand, thanks for waiting in the flurries. I appreciate it. All right, so same question to you. If you need me to repeat it, I can, of course.
No, that's fine. First off, a quick shout out to all the other panelists. It's great to see everyone. It's a pleasure being here. For me, it was both a mindset shift. The biggest mindset shift was I had to find a way of introducing myself again for the industry audience. The way I was introducing myself was very, very aligned to an academic audience, and that needed to change. In academia, my 30-second elevator pitch was closer to 30 minutes in length because someone would ask me to say something about myself and I would just take off. Yeah. That needed to change. And CSA has played such an important role in convincing me that a 30-second elevator pitch is so important. Once I figured that out, I would take the words from my 30-second elevator pitch and use it to align the summary section of my resume. I would use it as the pickup paragraph in my LinkedIn. So I would strongly encourage everyone to think about a 30-second elevator pitch, because it's not just about pitching yourself, but what you think about can play a role in contributing to progress in other areas as well. So that was one of the huge changes which CSA taught me. And the other one, of course, as far as negotiation was concerned, was that negotiation is really a give and take. It's a conversation as opposed to us just approaching an organization and saying, I need more. It's not only saying I need more, but it's also about saying, I'm willing to sacrifice something else in order to get a higher base or get a signing bonus or something like that. So when I was learning all these things from CSA, I was having conversations with hiring managers where I would say things like, I don't need the relocation. I don't need the bonus as long as I can get a higher base. Or I don't need this as long as I can get that. So that type of deal making is something which I had never heard of. I thought it was all about give me a higher salary, and that's not what negotiation is about. So the concept of a negotiation being a conversation is something which CSA emphasized, and that's been a huge mental shift for me.
Thank you, Anand. Yeah, and I really appreciate that focus on the win-win mentality. Here's what's going to happen. I've given, I don't know, certainly dozens, if not hundreds of these negotiation webinars over the last couple of years. And PhDs, they learn these skills, right? And you'll get excited and you'll be like, finally, I have these tools, these weapons in my toolkit. And your kind of dominant personality that drives you in research to keep going when other people would quit, that comes out in negotiation, and you just want to apply all the strategies and you want to win. right? But what you have to do is you got to pull it back and realize it's a conversation. You got to make some concessions where you're getting really what you want, but you're also giving what they want. And a big part of what you're giving is the value you have to offer as a PhD. And if you don't even know what that is, you're going to be challenged at the start of the negotiation. So we'll help clarify that for you, but just realize that this give and take, I don't need this. I can do without this, but I do need this. That kind of win-win give and take value transfer is really what's going on and what Anand clarified so well. Thank you, Anand. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Please thank Anand in the chat box if you would. Excellent panel. Really appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for giving back. It means a lot. Cecile, Danka, Alex, Anand, thank you. Have a great day. Okay, so we're going to jump into the didactic material, so to speak. We're going to go through the negotiation strategy, the numbers, everything that you need to know. If you're watching the preview, the live stream preview, you have to come join us in Zoom now. It's the only way to watch the full presentation. You definitely don't want to miss it. Come join us in Zoom. It's going to take about an hour. We have a lot to share, and we're going to jump in to the material now. I'm going to move a few things around on my desktop. Again, if you're watching the live stream, very last chance to join here. If you can see my screen, please type in yes in the chat box if you would. Remember to change your drop down to all panelists and attendees so I can actually see your responses. That would be amazing. And we are ready to go.